Pinocchio. What is that, Pinocchio? Pinocchio. Pinocchio. Other cats and Pinocchio. Yeah, you're getting a little too close to my hero. Yeah.
Illuminati is a thing you need to watch out for. They want to depopulate and slave us so much more. World domination, I'll get into that later. I'm hardcore, fierce and sexy. You're just a hater. You deserve the ridicule because you're an absolute zero. I'm the keeper of the chalice, a rock and roll hero. I'm not an idiot nobody listens to, because I'm not a failure in life like you. Let's talk about Bill Gates and the mark of the beast, and the orgies in the streets at the Catholic feasts, and Bill and Hillary's human trafficking ring, and George Soros got the money to pay for everything. Socialism is for losers, working for the devil. Chumps that can't fight, they ain't on my level. It takes an evil one to try to debunk and doubt it, so I'd rather die than stop talking about it. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out for the Illuminati. Watch out for the Illuminati.
See that painting right there? My father painted that. My father painted that, and he's dead. He died in 1998. Show some respect. Also, my father was a Korean War veteran, and he knew how to fire a gun. And with no regret, no remorse, he fired his gun and fired at the enemy to keep America a safe place from the enemy at that time, who were the North Koreans. And they were more of a threat then than they are today. Okay? I don't want to hear shit about them being dangerous now. I mean, they are, but not more so than they were during the Korean War. The North Koreans I'm talking about. And now, this video is wholeheartedly supported and endorsed by Avenue Pizza. If you go to avenuepizzanewyork.com, they will deliver to you anywhere, anytime within New York City. And they will love you for it. And you could subscribe to their newsletter and get steep discounts along with updates on their menus. This I'm having right now is shrimp. I picked some shrimp out of the Hero because it's actually part of a Hero, and it's a beautiful Hero. Now, let me show you what it looks like. It's one appetizing motherfucker, I tell you. And there it is right there. There's your appetizing motherfucker right there. And so, avenuepizzanewyork.com. Order tonight. Now, I picked today of all days. Number one, this is the 42nd anniversary of the attempted assassination of the one and only president in my lifetime that was actually better than Donald Trump, which was Ronald Reagan. Trump is a great president. As I said, the second greatest president in my lifetime. And the only president who has done more for me personally to make my life a better life was Ronald Reagan. But some sicko shot at him on this day in 1981. And God blessed the hands of the surgeons who saved his life. And what could I tell you? Some say that it was John Hinckley Jr. shouting at him because he had a crush on Jodie Foster, who would 10 years later star in the role she became most famous for, which was her role as an FBI agent in Silence of the Lambs. But prior to that, her most famous role was as an adolescent prostitute in the movie Taxi Driver, which starred, of all people, Robert De Niro. And John Hinckley Jr. wanted to impress Jodie Foster by shooting Ronald Reagan because he thought Ronald Reagan was a pimp. This is the narrative, and this is what they've been pushing on people. Now, of course, my theory is, and it's not a tinfoil hat theory, because it only makes sense that we know for a fact, it's on record, there's written record of it, there's printed record of it, and there's even Frank Reynolds reporting on ABC World News Tonight that then Vice President George Bush was having lunch with John Hinckley Sr. Pretty ironic that the Vice President is having lunch with somebody whose son is shooting the president. Is that ironic or coincidental? You tell me. But what I will tell you is this bullshit. Not then, not now, not ever should there ever be a need to ban any type of firearm that any legal U.S. citizen wants to protect their home with. I don't care if it's a grenade launcher. I don't care if it's a guided missile, in my opinion. I don't care if it's an anti-aircraft missile. If you feel this will keep a groovy car thief from sneaking into your driveway and stealing your car, so be it, in my opinion. It should be legal for you to have to deter this groovy car thief from trying to steal your car. Now it goes on to the next thing. Why I chose today. Today's the day of either transgender visibility or transgender vengeance. Because you have some people that feel we're being killed, enough is enough. And yes, I get that, but you have to target the people who are targeting you, not the people who say bad words about you. People who say bad words about you aren't the ones committing the actions, okay? Defend yourself against bullies. I'm all for that. But don't go into a school and be the bully. Don't be a 28-year-old bully because they were misgendered earlier in that day. Take it out on a school that you once attended and shoot and kill a 9-year-old girl and several other children and some adults. You don't do that. If you're bullied, you don't become the bully towards people who haven't bullied you. You know, I would be really, I know this. I lived in I grew up in the rough and tough streets of Gravesend, Brooklyn. I went to a school called Public School 95, and if some pushing 30 woman comes into my classroom and starts shooting up the place. Now, of course, if I'm 8, 9 years old, I'm gonna be scared shitless. I'm gonna duck under a desk. I'm gonna probably hide in the wardrobe or something. I'm gonna figure out a way of not being seen so that I'm not shot at if I'm a little kid. I would expect nothing different from any other little kid. And if they somehow want to grab a hold of a firearm, fire back, kudos to them, but that's rare and far and few between. I wouldn't expect anything like that from a little kid. And then if I come out, what have you, I'd be really pissed under the circumstances in which the person comes in. It would really piss me off that much more if there was some kind of abnormal deviation from the norm. If there was some sort of abnormal deviation from the norm that caused that person to come in and do that, that would get me that much more pissed off at that person. I'd be looking to kick that person's ass. Now imagine being the sibling with a parent of a child that was lost under those circumstances. And now there's actually a committee now to try to indict the officers who have done their job. The officers of the Nashville Metro Police did their job. They came in like heroes. They took down and neutralized the killer, identified as Audrey Hale, who was female assigned at birth, and up until that week accepted being female. But that week demanded that her pronouns be respected as he, him, and that she is a male. And this gave her cause to go shooting up a school. And to specifically look for places where she will find targets that would be unobstructed by pesky security or police. And this tells me something. This tells me to look into other things, like a common denominator between all these mass shootings. Ever notice these reports where these mass shootings take place? There's always someone somewhere saying, well, his psychiatrist says, her psychiatrist says, their psychiatrist says, or the person that prescribed this person these psychiatric meds. Common denominator, okay? How come wherever there's a mass shooting, there's always some case where it comes out that their psychiatrist had something to say. The fact that they have a psychiatrist. Okay? What are you doing? What's going on in your mind? How are you? You never see an incident where there's a mass shooting and the shooter was not seeing a shrink. Look every last one of them up. Every nationally covered mass shooting. And why are these things nationally covered? Because they want a federal campaign to take the guns away from law-abiding citizens. Law-abiding citizens don't become unlawful when you put a gun in their hand. Law-abiding citizens become unlawful when they commit a crime. Case in point. We'll talk about somebody that's no stranger to guns. Someone like Dana Loesch. When did she become unlawful with a firearm? One of my favorite rock and rollers of all time, Ted Nugent. When did he become unlawful with a firearm? In fact, he happens to be a member of law enforcement. Did you know that? A very respectable man in society. I don't even think he did anything as lawful as shoot game out of season. I don't even think he even did that. So, you could put that in your dirty meth pipe and smoke it. Which reminds me, the gun violence, where does it come from? It comes from people pushing meth and fentanyl. Yes, it does. It comes from people fighting over gang territory in the inner cities. Yes, it does. It doesn't come from law-abiding citizens who have a legal registered firearm under their name. You think some screw-faced gangbanger from Chi-Town is going to want a firearm under their name? Whether they use it to kill people or not, whether they use that or something that's not registered under their name to go do their unlawful killings of innocent people, they're not going to want a gun registered under their name at all. Whether they use that gun or any other gun, they're not going to want any gun registered under their name, period. Most of these people who commit these crimes don't have the gun registered under their name. And people overlook that. And people keep targeting the AR-15, the assault rifle. If I took this plastic cup and start pounding it into their freaking heads until it creates all kinds of shards of plastic, and then I start stabbing them in the head with it, does this then become an assault plastic cup? Just hypothetically speaking. I'm not saying I'm going to do this. Please don't come after me for talking hypothetical. Strictly hypothetical, folks. Strictly hypothetical. As I eat my shrimp hero from Avenue Pizza. Thank God for Avenue Pizza. Avenue Pizza is a gift from God. Once again, AvenuePizzaNewYork.com. They also have an app available. Download that app, start ordering, and they will give you the most delicious food in your area. So this is why I picked today to talk about this. And I hope you guys understand this. And I hope you guys learn to respect God, watch out for the Illuminati, follow the John Clancy ways, stay strong, and keep kicking that slang. It's your boy in the building, NC Too Tall.